Hey, it's Chris Aiken from the Classic Metal Show, and I want to invite you to my first ever public book signing. I'll be doing a special reading, question and answer session, and a signing of my new book, Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness on Thursday, March 20th at Visible Voice Books, located at 1023 Kenilworth Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44113. I'll have a limited supply of Little Victories on hand to sign. I'll be reading selections from Little Victories, as well as telling stories and reading some material that was left out of Little Victories. I'll end with a Q&A session that will be a no-holds-barred affair. The signing will be from 7 to 9 p.m. at Visible Voice Books, 1023 Kenilworth Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44113. Come out, have some fun, and be a part of a rare appearance from me, Chris Aiken. It is your Classic Metal Show right here on theclassicmetalshow.com. Name of that tune is called Pain of Reason. The name of the band is Martyrd. And on the phone right now, we've got Mike from Martyrd, the guitar player. Mike, how are you, man?
What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Excellent, man. Well, dude, digging the tunes. Certainly like it. Certainly aggressive and heavy, which is very cool. I guess a good place to start quickly is maybe to get you to give us a brief history of the band. Who are you guys, and how did you guys come together?
Well, we're based out of Queens, New York. Most of us are right out of Queens anyway. I started playing guitar in high school with one of the other guitar players in the band, and we just over time started writing our own music, putting things together, kind of grew up out of there. We really started pushing hard around, I'd say, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. And we released a couple albums, been on tour, and that's that's pretty much what it is.
Sure. Well, dude, listening to your music, your sound is really interesting, man. In one breath, there's a lot of progressive elements to it, but then there's a lot of, there's everything in it from modern stuff like a Trivium to, aggressive riffs, like even like a Testament type of a thing here and there.
Thank you.
What influences, I guess, develop you guys' sound as a band?
Well, you definitely hit the nail on the head with Testament, man. I grew up listening to Testament. I mean, I started off, of course, with Metallica. They're kind of like a gateway drug, everybody says. But I started with Metallica, got into Megadeth, and then Testament really grabbed a hold of me. I really, really dug the Legacy and the New Order, and
cool.
Even their new stuff like The Gathering. They just showed so much progression and growth in who they were as a band. And I got a lot of influence from them. Lately, I've been a lot into bands like Symphony X and Dream Theater, who they get a little of the proggy stuff in there, but also bands like Nevermore. They're trying to get a little more modern flavor in there, and if you listen to the newest single, Faceless, you should definitely hear some more modern flavor in there.
Sure. Now, when you are a band like that is combining a lot of elements, as well as I do, the industry is fickle and everybody's looking for a way to categorize you. Have you found at all that people struggle to find a place to put your band?
Sometimes, but you know what? I kind of use it as an asset, because at the end of the day, we're diverse enough that we have music that works with, a lot of different genres, and we've been able to use that to play with a lot of different bands. I mean, we've played with everybody from Children of Bodom to Sonata Arctica to Deicide to the Misfits. I mean, we've been on pretty much all the ranges of the spectrum. And I mean, I see what you're saying. There's a lot of like categorization, and I just say we're a metal band. That's what I go with, because we kind of do what we do, and it's all heavy and it's all powerful, and I'm not so into creating new genre names and this and that. It's all metal.
Right.
And, that's what we do.
Very cool. Well, man, as a new band, I have to imagine it's tough to get the word out there. What do you guys do to get the word out about the band and about the music?
Yeah, well, it definitely is tough. I mean, especially around New York City, where there's a lot of people, but a lot of them, they're just like their time is at a premium. Attention spans are so short. It's really tough to make an impact. Mm-hmm. We definitely. There's a lot of new school stuff with the web, a lot of, Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all that stuff. I mean, digital marketing is definitely huge. It's definitely a big thing that we have to do. But a lot of the old school stuff is really important too. I mean, if you want to reach people, you got to go where they are. You got to go out on the road. You got to meet the people, play to them, and that's what's really been a really good thing for us, is hitting the road and just meeting people in person, making new friends out there.
Sure. Now, you guys chose in December to release a single for Faceless. What was your reasoning for that instead of maybe doing like a 5-song EP or something like that that would give people a bigger range to first grasp the band?
Well, we released our 2 albums before that. We released the first album was called Maniac, and then the last album after that was The Mortal Coil. Mm-hmm. We released The Mortal Coil around 2012, and we've been out on the road supporting it and touring and playing real hard, and we've done exactly that. We've met a lot of new people, made a lot of new friends, and we felt that we really wanted to give them something before the end of the year because we met all these new people. We didn't want them to forget about us. We wanted to say, hey, we really appreciate you guys. We like that you dig us and we that you support us. And here's something new. Here's something to sink your teeth into. And we definitely have a lot more material written. I'd say the third album is about 80% done at this point.
Okay.
It's just that we weren't going to have the time to go in and do a full record before the year closed out, and we really wanted to squeeze it in, so that's what we did.
Very cool, man. Now, you mentioned The Mortal Coil, and the one thing when I was doing my look up to check you guys out, I noticed that the album was out there on Spotify. I'm curious if that helps a new band like you or it hurts a band, because basically it tells people, well, they don't have to buy it.
Right. Well, I mean, look, there's no doubt in my mind or anybody's mind right now. If somebody wants your music and they don't want to pay for it, they're going to get it.
Sure.
And especially for me as a new band, I'm not making much money at all. For the money we're spending to get out there, we're not making anything. There's no doubt about that. We're definitely spending way more money than any sales of CDs or this or that. So at this point, it's all promotion, and if I can get my music somewhere that'll help people hear it, I'll do it.
Excellent. Excellent, man. Well, dude, what are your plans for 2014? It sounds like you've got a lot coming in the near future.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely planning to go record the third album, probably around the springtime, so that we can head out in the summer and tour and support it again. We have some plans to go on the road. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention what the touring plan is just yet, but I can tell you that the first week of March we're going to be out on the road, and definitely around the Northeast. We're going to be hitting up around. We're going to be hitting New York. We're going to be hitting up by Pittsburgh and Rochester, Delaware, Cleveland. We're going to be around, and then we might be doing something at the end of March overseas. So we're going to see how that all plays out, and as soon as we can say all the details, trust me, we'll be shouting them as loud as you can hear.
Very cool, man. Well, dude, where can people go online to find out more about Martyrd and, check out the music and whatnot?
They can. We're on pretty much every social media, but if you go to martyrd.com, that's martyrd.com, you can check us out. You can see who you are. You can hear the new single, see the video for it. And it's got links to all our social media. So if you want to hit us up on Facebook or YouTube or anything, you can just search for Martyrd and you'll find us there also.
Excellent. Well, dude, before I let you go, I have to ask you what is known as the traditional classic metal show question. We ask this to everybody, and maybe you'll have an answer and maybe you won't. How has Lemmy from Motorhead influenced your career?
Oh, man. He's definitely a crazy cat. In fact, there was a possibility that we were going to be playing a show with him. It was something that we were trying to get hooked up with that would have been going on in South America, but it ultimately fell through. But there was a possibility we were going to meet the guy and maybe spend some time on a plane with him. Wow. And we were like, oh man, what's going to happen? Is he going to try and make us drink a lot or something? Are we going to get there in one piece? Are we going to puke on a plane? Who knows? So it's I guess my attitude towards Lemmy is cautious optimism.
Definitely. Fair enough, man. Well, dude, we're going to wrap this one up with the tune Faceless, with the single that people can get on iTunes. Give us a little story about what this one's about, and we'll use it to wrap it up. Sure.
Well, I guess the person to ask what the song is about is really Aaron. I mean, he wrote this. He's the singer. He wrote the lyrics and everything. Okay. I mean, the chorus is just, faceless army and hold the line and die for something worth a life, So it's kind of like talking about being pushed into doing these things that are for traditional purposes, and the song is kind of like you wanna look at what's being put in front of you, see what people are telling you, and don't just blindly follow tradition. See what it is, see what makes sense for your life and for now, and decide what you're going to do. And I mean, I might be right. I might be totally wrong. I have no idea. I just play guitar. Whatever it's about. He wrote the song, but it's definitely in there, and it's open to interpretation.
All right, well, let's check it out right now. This is Faceless. It's brand new stuff from Martyrd right here on your Classic Metal Show. Hey, it's Chris Aiken from the Classic Metal Show. Most people know me as the foul-mouthed shock jock from the Classic Metal Show, or the no-nonsense heavy metal critic from pitriff.com. Now you get to learn the other side. My first book, Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness, comes out on January 13th in paperback and digital formats on Amazon and iTunes. It details my real-world emotional struggles over a year that included a divorce after a quarter-century of marriage and the death of my father. It profiles things I did right, as well as a bevy of things that I did wrong with the help of alcohol, and how I found my way out of the muck of the emotional state that almost saw me commit suicide. Pre-order your copy of Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness today at www.chrisaikenbooks.com and get in touch with the more fallible side of me, Chris Aiken. Sounds happy, huh?